like, in short, I'm probably gonna title this video something like why I don't have friends or something about friends, but I just feel like, you know, I don't have friends because, you know, bitches is weird. Like, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be like a chit chat, get ready with me girl chat type of video. I'm just gonna be doing my makeup and talking to you guys. I'm gonna be filming some videos today, so I just figured why not just do a little chit chat for you guys while I get ready. So we're gonna basically be talking about like friends and friendships and why I don't have friends, or you know, just all of that. We're gonna get into it. So definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. Happy 12 days of Christmas. If this is the first video you're seeing for 12 days of Christmas, sis, like, turn on your post notifications. Why are you missing out? So I will link everything in the description box down below for y'all. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into today's video. Oh yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into this video. You guys can see I just applied my color corrector right around my mouth. I have my primer on, I did my eyebrows. So I just figured today I'd do some kind of chit chat type of video. I think I'm gonna talk about like why I don't have friends, or like just like as an adult, not really like socializing like that with people. And one of the biggest things for me is really my spiritual journey. Okay, if you guys have been to my channel within, you know, if you're not new and you've been here for the last few months, you guys are probably aware by now that I am on a spiritual journey, because I talk about it like all the time, just because to me it always relates. Like there's always some reason that I need to mention it. So I feel like that is honestly, in short, the biggest reason why I don't have any friends is because I'm on a spiritual journey. I feel like previously that, and then the fact that I'm just like a loner in general. Like I'm a very introverted person. I spend a lot of time alone. I require a lot of time alone to be able to just like recharge my energy. Like I'm one of those people that if I go out like one night, I require like several days to myself before I go out into the world again. As far as just like, you know, going out for fun. Even though these days I'm pretty much working from home, like full time at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I've never been the type of person to have like a lot of friends. Like even as a kid, I probably had like one or two friends or whatever that I would kind of like do things with, and then that would be it. And then pretty much the same thing in high school, same thing in college. Like I actually don't keep in contact with anyone from like childhood. I mean, like there's a few people I follow like on social media or whatever, but like we're not friends. Like, you know, you just be following people on social media. And recently, you guys, I've started unfollowing a lot of people. Like I'll just be seeing their posts and I'm like, why am I following you, bro? Like I don't care what you have going on. Like I'm not liking your pictures, you're not liking mine. Like what's the point? Like I'm really trying to fill my timeline up with women who really inspire me. So I follow a lot of women who inspire me in some type of way, whether it's they're just like an amazing like businesswoman and they have all that going for them, or maybe they like, I just love their fashion sense and they like inspire me in that way, or you know, there are other YouTubers out there that I like to follow for inspiration. I like their channel, their personality, and you know, of course I follow a lot of spiritual pages and just things that give like good quotes and just things that really, you know, like uplift you. So I highly recommend that you guys purge your Instagram, purge your social media, especially with like the end of the year rapidly approaching. It's time to clean it out. Like, and honestly, you really should not be concerned with the way anybody feels about you unfollowing them. It is what it is. Like, and that's the thing, like we take things way too personally. And I recently just reread the 4 agreements for the second time. And that is one of the agreements, is to not take things personally. Like, I feel like sometimes we just don't unfollow people because we're like, oh, like I don't want them to see that I like unfollowed them. Who cares? Who cares? Like, I mean, chances are if you're unfollowing them, it's because it's something about them that no longer interests you. Whether it's, you know, maybe you guys used to be friends and you're not anymore, unfollow. Okay, or maybe it's people, you know, from high school. Why are we following people from high school and college that we don't talk to? Like, I didn't talk to you then and I don't talk to you now, so what am I following you for? Like, it really, it makes no sense. I mean, of course, if, you know, maybe they, you know, are now doing something that like interests you and you're like, okay, yeah, let me you know, let me continue to follow them. But you should never feel guilty about unfollowing people and moving on. Like, purge your Instagram, purge your Instagram. So I feel like I just went off on a tangent talking about that kind of stuff on social media, but all of that to say that like I don't keep in contact with anyone from high school, anyone from college, no one from pharmacy school. Like, I don't talk to none of them. Like, for what? And none of them. I don't speak to any of them anymore. I really didn't speak to you then. I definitely don't talk to you now, bro. Like, we don't know each other. Like, I'm not even the same person that I was then. So even if you knew me at that time, you don't know me today. You don't know me today. Okay, and it's giving very much, oh, who is that? Who said that? Mariah Carey? She was like, I don't know her. For real though, like, you don't know me, okay? I probably don't know you. I mean, people change, people grow, and things are different in life, and I'm just done like keeping people around just because I've known you for a while. Like, I've said this once and I'll say it again, time is not real. So people who say, well, we've been friends for so many years, or I've known them since I was a kid, or, you know, we used to be so close. What is time, sis? You could literally have been friends with someone for like 10 years and then end up, you know, not really being friends anymore, and then meeting someone new and establishing like even a stronger connection and friendship with them in just like a few weeks or a few months. You know, that's why I say time, it's really irrelevant. Like, it really doesn't matter how long you've known someone. And I hate that we put so much emphasis on like time frames and how long we've known people and all of that, thinking that's what truly establishes a connection is time, and that really has nothing to do with it. And that really leads me into my next point, which is trauma bonding versus compatibility. A lot of us are very, very confused when it comes to establishing relationships with people, and this goes with men, women, same sex, opposite sex, friendships, relationships, all of that. A lot of us are really trauma bonding and we're really not compatible. And what I mean by that is, now y'all know I gotta jump into my astrology just for a second, because I'm one of those girls, okay? If I meet you, like, the first thing I'm gonna be thinking about is, what is your sign? Like, and I might just ask you straight up, what is your sign? Or I might ask you, when is your birthday? Or I might just sit there and just observe your mannerisms and the way you speak and the things you talk about and determine for myself what your sign is. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be correct, because I can probably narrow it down to about 2, and between those 2, one of them is gonna be your sun and one is gonna be your rising. I'm gonna figure it out, okay? Because that's like so important, and people should really put more of an emphasis on astrology. Like, a lot of times in this society, we put a lot of emphasis on your sun sign, and mine is a Capricorn, okay, period. But that's really not the way the world sees you. You present yourself to the world and to society as your rising sign. And so a lot of times you'll see posts and stuff on Instagram about like, y'all know, like, if y'all follow Shave Room, y'all follow Justin LaBoy, or y'all follow, you know, whatever, people who always post these memes and stuff, and it'll be like Pisces this, or Aquarius this, or Capricorn this, or whatever. And you'll see people in the comment sections are trying to speculate and be like, oh, they'll be like, oh, what sign does blah, 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 blah. And people will say it, and other people will be like, no, I don't do that. Like, I don't relate. Like, that's probably because they're talking about your sun sign, and maybe you should be thinking about your rising. But I feel like that's a conversation for another day. I'm getting off on a tangent. But what I'm saying is, to me, it's really important to like have, if you know your big 3, which would be your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon, and you know like whether, you know what they are, right? And so when you meet people, you can kind of see like, okay, you know, like for example, for me, I'm a Capricorn, right? So I may meet somebody and she may tell me that she's a Taurus, and then I'd be super hyped, right? That let me just, for example, like I'll just be like, oh, you know, what's your sign or when's your birthday or whatever, and I figure out that she's a Taurus. And then I'm like, oh yeah, like that's lit. Like I love Taurus, like I love earth signs, blah, blah, blah. But then we're hanging out, and after a little bit, I'm just kind of like, girl, like, are you sure you're a Taurus? Because I'm not getting that energy from you. And it's because maybe her rising sign is Aries. No ma'am. Or it's a Sagittarius, or it's a Leo, and it's something that's not compatible with me. Fire signs, I'm good on it, for real. Like I really don't, it's a lot for me. It's a lot of energy. I'm very calm, I'm very mellow. My chart is pretty much earth and water. So if you're coming in with your fire, you're gonna take over me, and my energy is probably gonna be drained very easily. And that's another thing about having friends, is how do you feel around their energy, right? Like, how do you feel when you hang out with someone and you get home? You should not feel like, oh my gosh, like that was a lot. You know, if you're feeling like that, then you probably shouldn't continue to hang out with that person. And it is what it is. Whether you've known them, sometimes you've known people for a long time, and then you start going through changes within yourself and you realize, yeah, I can't be around them anymore. And people will take that personally. People will be like, oh, well, she doesn't want to be around me anymore, so they may blame themselves. I must be this, or this, or, you know, or she thinks, you know, she's too good for me or whatever. And really it's none of that. Really, it's really just about energy and how a person makes you feel. And if you don't feel good when you're done hanging out with them, then you probably should not be around them anymore. And that's just that. Sometimes people have a lot of negative energy. Sometimes people are just straight complainers, and if you're that, I cannot be around you. Like, I saw this ad on social media for these bracelets, right? And the bracelet says, you're my favorite bitch to bitch about bitches with. And I was like, if you're buying that bracelet, I can't be friends with you. Or if you think that's like funny, or if you can relate to that, I can't be around you. Because to me, the bracelet is nothing but negativity. Because first of all, why are we sitting around complaining? Second of all, why are we sitting around talking about other people and gossiping? Like, like, I'm just like such a deep person, and I don't want to be around people who are so surface level. Like, I really don't care what Tom, Dick, or Harry has going on. You feel me? I don't care. I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to discuss other people. Like, let's talk about how we're elevating in life. Let's talk about new business ventures and new opportunities. Let's talk about elevating our lives. Let's talk about, you know, plans for the future, and just taking in all that the world has to offer you, and just looking at the glasses half full. Let's sit around and do that. Let's not sit around and complain. I don't want to sit around and complain with you. If that's the type of person that you are, like, I can't be around you, bro. And if you're sitting around complaining all the time, and if you're bitching about bitches, then you have a problem within that you need to heal. I don't want to be around unhealed people anymore. And I don't want to be around anyone who's unhealed, knows they're unhealed, and chooses to continue with the same pattern of behavior. That's what I mean. Because healing is a constant process. And no matter how much you think you've healed, you know, things are still going to continue to happen, and you're still going to have to learn from those things and continue to heal from those things. So we're all constantly healing. But if you know that you are numb to the world, if you know that, you know, you're doing all of these things and it's like, you know, you have problems, but you just choose to just numb it out and just not think about it and just whatever, and you just don't care about it. And that's not okay with me. I don't want to be around people like that. I want to be around people who can take accountability for their actions, people who are who can really be honest with themselves and really be honest with me. Like, I want real friends who are on a real spiritual journey, who really understand what's going on in the world, and what we're here and what our purpose is. I want to talk about those things. Like, I want to talk about, you know, aliens and mermaids and I don't know, just, you know, just stuff like in the world. I don't want to sit around complaining about people and like complaining about life and just, I'm not here for it, bro. I'm just really not here for it. And if that's the type of time you're on, it's gonna be a no for me, period. So let me see, because I wrote down a few little notes because I was like, I want to be all over the place. Okay, so let me see what else I put on here. Yeah, like people who want more out of everyday life. I talked about that. I talked about negative energy. Yeah, like just finding your soul tribe. And the best thing I would say is that don't get discouraged. Thinking like you know, maybe you've gone through life and maybe you're someone who tends to have a lot of friends. And that's great and all if you enjoy that kind of thing. I personally, even as a kid, never needed a lot of friends. Like 1, 2, I'm good, you know, because I need so much time alone that if I had just a big group of friends and constantly had people trying to hang out with me and talk to me and all of that, that type of shit is draining to me. Like, it's draining to me. So for me, like 1, 2, 3, that's plenty, you know, for me. But if you're the type of person who maybe is a fire sign or maybe is an air sign and likes to kind of be out and be social and have a lot of friends, and you feel like you're not finding that, or maybe the friends that you are bringing into your life are just not what you want them to be. Maybe the problem is that you actually need to elevate in life and elevate yourself, and you attract whatever frequency you live on. That's it. So if you find that you're attracting people who are backstabbers, who are liars, who are cheaters, who talk behind your back, who are jealous of you, who just so many things, you know, you're attracting the wrong types of people into your life, it's because that's the frequency that you live on. So maybe you need to elevate, and you do that by healing. You do that by truly getting to know yourself, what you want out of life, what you expect out of others. You do that by setting boundaries, right? Because maybe if you had set boundaries in the first place, you wouldn't be in the predicament that you are, surrounded by people who are no good for you. So we have to remember a lot of times to just put ourselves first. Put yourself first. A lot of the times we don't. We're so concerned with what other people will think of us, or you know, or what society tells us that we should or should not be doing, when really we just need to take the time to set boundaries, figure out what we want, and put ourselves first. And when you do that, you'll be very, very surprised how peaceful your life will become, and how you'll just suddenly start to attract amazing opportunities and attract amazing people into your life. You shouldn't be, like I said, time isn't real. So you shouldn't feel rushed to try to make friends. If you don't have any friends right now, maybe that's a good thing. Like, maybe you should just maybe the universe is trying to tell you, take time. Take time for yourself, you know? And I think that we should do that more. We should take more time for ourselves and really evaluate what we want in friendships and relationships in general, and just what we're willing to accept and what we're not. Because a lot of the times, once again, if we would set boundaries, we wouldn't be putting ourselves in these positions, you know, to have to deal with the type of negativity that we're dealing with. So yeah, I don't even know. I feel like that was so all over the place, but yeah, I just felt like I wanted to talk just a little bit about friendships and they're important, but how they're not, right? Because at the same time, remember that you are the most important person to yourself. Like, you should always choose yourself first. Always, you know? What's best for you? Because we can't continue to pour from an empty cup. It's amazing that, you know, we want to help people and, you know, we care about others and all of those things. But at the end of the day, what's best for you? What's best for you? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just continue blending this out, and we'll continue on in just a moment. Take that other robe off. I was starting to sweat. I was like, no ma'am, no ma'am, I cannot be sweating and trying to do my makeup. So I just switched. The robes, by the way, are from my loungewear boutique, ajofficial.com. Everything's going to be linked in the description box down below, so y'all make sure to shop that. But I just want to touch a little bit more on energy vampires and astrology. So for the energy vampires, I know I mentioned earlier about people like draining your energy, right? So if you there are so many people who are energy vampires. And what that means is literally they're sucking your energy out of you. They're taking it in and they're getting built up. They're thriving off of it. They love it, you know, and you are looking for the nearest exit door because you're feeling beyond drained. Okay, this has happened to me multiple times. And when that happens to you, you just have to not associate with that person anymore. Unfortunately, that just is what it is. And a lot of times, if you're experiencing that, you're an empath, or you are, or a healer. And so when you have such a and I've seen a post on Instagram that was like, if I'm a rehabilitation center, just say that. And I think that's so funny, because if you're attracting those types of people into your life, it's probably because you have a healing energy, like a healing spirit. People love to be around you because your energy gives them like a positive feeling. It uplifts them. So they love to feel it, right? They love to be around you. And of course, they're not intentionally like trying to drain your energy, but they do. So you can't be around people like that anymore. And I think you guys should really, I'm not just saying you guys, because I'm not saying that y'all don't already, but take astrology more seriously. And I know I mention this so much, and I talk about this a lot on my vlogs. I talk about a lot of spiritual stuff on my vlogs just because it's so much like a part of my regular everyday life, and I'll link my vlog playlist in the description box down below. But take astrology more seriously, because it can really make it's like a blueprint for a person, right? So you can figure out so much so easily by just knowing someone's sign. And even if you don't know their rising and you don't know their moon, even if you know their sun sign, you can still figure out so much about them, and if you guys would really be compatible. We should stop doing so much trauma bonding, because a lot of times when you pick people to be your friends, or you guys just mutually develop a friendship, you tend to start bonding over things that you have in common. But sometimes the things that you have in common are the worst parts of your personality, and they're actually things that need to be healed. And when they are the worst parts of your personality, and that other person has the same issues, and you guys are mirroring each other, that is trauma bonding. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to heal ourselves and attract people who bring out our best qualities, not our worst ones. So yeah, it's tough. And it's also the ability of, or the gift really, of discernment, and really being able to be honest with yourself and be like, okay, I know that I have these poor traits and this person also has these poor traits, and instead of us bonding over poor traits, maybe we should both work on healing ourselves and bringing in people who attract or mirror positive traits within ourselves. So yeah, there's so much that can be said about this, but the biggest thing to me is like just to not get discouraged, because as far as like finding friends and meeting friends, especially if you're like my age, which I'll be 30 like soon. I'll actually be 29 next month. So if you are like, you know, in your later 20s, early 30s, I would just say, you know, it's harder obviously to make friends because you're not, to me, in the environment to easily make friends, especially if you work from home, or you're, you know, like an entrepreneur or something like that. It's hard to come by people. It's not like you're in an office, you know, all the time, or, you know, your workplace, and get to easily meet people on the daily. So, but I would just say, as long as you continue to work on yourself and elevate your life and live in your purpose, and this is the same thing that goes for relationships. And I saw this post on TikTok about this girl basically saying, you know, why is dating so hard, and I can't find anyone, and these men, you know, out here are trash, like I don't know how I'm supposed to be able to find someone, blah blah blah. And I literally commented on the post, and I was just like, you can't find him, and this can go for relationships, you know, friendships, whatever. You cannot find the person that you truly desire because they don't live in your frequency. They don't live here. They live up here, right? That the person that you really desire, that you feel like would be such an asset to your life, you're going out looking for them, and you're doing all these activities to try to go out and meet people, when really what you need to do is stay at home and focus on yourself so that you can elevate your life. And then when you elevate your life, it's like the people are just going to be falling out of the sky. Like, where you just got to look back and be like, damn, how I got all these friends, or wow, like I can't believe I was just at Trader Joe's and I looked up and my husband was standing right there, you know, like it's just, or, you know, man of my dreams, whatever you want to say. But that's how it happens. When you just focus on yourself, you start to attract things that are meant for you, and things that are going to help you and elevate you and just make you happier, and just, you attract what you put out. You attract what's on the vibration that you live in, and that's just it, y'all. It's, oh, I done dropped my damn beauty blender. Now I have to go rinse this. But that was pretty much all I wanted to say. You guys see, I'm pretty much done with my makeup, so I'm just gonna set my face with this powder and then do a little highlight, and then, you know, we'll come back and finish up with the lips and everything. I'm about to get ready to do my lips. So I have NYX Nutmeg, and this is Sweet Mouth by Fenty. I love this combo. I'm pretty sure I did this combo in my last chit chat, but it's like my favorite now, so I had to do it again. But I just wanted to say like one last thing about astrology. Like, just because someone tells you like that they are this sign or whatever, it doesn't mean that you guys can't be friends. Like, your whole birth chart is what makes you the person that you are. Like I say, it's like the blueprint for the person that you are. So just because someone says they're this sign and you are like, okay, well, you're a fire sign, I'm a water sign, so we can't be friends. Like, no, it doesn't mean that. It just means that you should take that into consideration as to how that person may act, and like, you know, the types of things that you guys will be able to talk about, like what kind of personality they have. You should just take that into consideration, but it doesn't mean that you guys just can't be friends. And then the last thing that I want to say is that you shouldn't have to hide any parts of your personality or your life or the way you think, your thoughts, your opinions on things with friends, or like any type of relationship that you're starting. Like for me, you guys can see I've talked about spirituality a lot in this video. If I can't discuss these types of things with you, then we simply cannot be friends. We simply can't be friends. And that's okay. Like, we don't have to be. It's fine, really. Like, but just take those things like into consideration. Like, if you're like, okay, this is something that like I don't know if you guys watch Lily, but I love Lily, period. Love her. So she has like a main channel and then she has a vlog channel, right? So I've been watching her vlog channel and she briefly mentioned how she had like a long-term friend basically since like, I don't know if she said like kids or, you know, a long period of time, however long they've been friends. And she was saying how this girl is very, very Christian and Lily is a lesbian. And so it was like she couldn't fully be herself. And I'm just like, how can you possibly be friends with someone who's so Christian? I mean, like really like into the church. And it was like she couldn't share like any parts of her like life or her relationships with this person. And I'm just like, y'all can't be friends. Like, you just can't. Like, I shouldn't have to hide anything from you. I shouldn't be like, oh, let me watch what I say because, you know, they are, you know, whatever, or they think this way and I don't. Like, we once again should be compatible even as just friends, you know, because friendships are relationships. So you should be compatible. You should be able to be open and honest with these people. And if you feel like you can't be, then are you guys really even friends? And honestly, these days people use the word friend like way too loosely for me, way too loosely. Like, really sit down and write down the qualities that you look for in a friend, right? Like, if you were to have a best friend, what would he or she be like? Write it down. And then when look at those qualities and then look at the people that you call friends and then see if they actually meet those qualities, because they probably don't. They probably don't. Okay. Like, you know, we should just become more comfortable with the word acquaintance or saying, you know, I'm cool with her. But are we friends? I don't know. Like, just a thought. Let me do my lips. Okay, y'all, so I went ahead and did my hair. This is just that kinky straight headband wig that I reviewed from Love Me Hair. If you guys have not seen this review, I will link it in the description box down below for y'all. I love this unit. I love it. Like, I just love the texture of it. Like, it's really soft and like, this is really my favorite headband wig, period. Okay, I just threw a few little curls in and voila. And this headband is from them too. So, I mean, it's a look. It's a look. It's cute. So that is going to be the end of this video, you guys. I feel like, in short, I'm probably going to title this video something like why I don't have friends or something about friends. But I just feel like, you know, I don't have friends because, you know, bitches is weird. Like, no, I'm kidding. But, you know, it's good to take time for yourself and, you know, just kind of learn about yourself, do self-care, do self-reflection, learn how to be honest with yourself about qualities that you love about yourself, qualities that you don't like about yourself, so that when you come across people and you start forming new relationships, you'll be able to actually bond based off compatibility and not off of trauma. And I feel like that is my biggest lesson from today's little chit chat or whatever. So yes, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Let me know if you guys still keep up with people from like elementary school and like people from your childhood, high school, college. And if you keep up with them because you feel obligated to do so because of time, or because you're like truly genuinely friends, because some people really do make true genuine friends like in their childhood and really keep them like their whole life, which is like so amazing. Good for y'all. But yes, definitely let me know what you think about today's topic. Give me more topics down below. I would love to do more girl chats and things for y'all. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to keep up with 12 Days of Christmas, and happy 12 Days of Christmas if I didn't say that in the beginning of the video. But yes, I will have my playlist for this linked, for the 12 Days of Christmas linked in the description box down below. So I'm linking a lot of stuff in the description box. I hope I can really remember to do all of that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe on your way out, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.